to start recording. Let's see. Okay, so we'll upload it if we have a problem. Okay, we're gonna try to see if we can keep this thing moving. It might be something with the internet service. Preferably, I'm going to record the lesson, so if all else fails, I'll upload it. But so let's get back to this lesson. What I want to do, I want to show you with regards to. Okay, where is it? Why is it not going over there? Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's do this here. What I want to do is, Shaul said, prove all things. That was 1 Thessalonians 5:20, for those of you who wanted to know that. Okay, he said, prove all things. So what I want to do is, I want to go to Yoshiyahu chapter 11, and I want to look at this word for knowledge. Okay, to give a definition for knowledge. Okay, so we're gonna look at this word knowledge. Hold on a second, I'm messing up here. Okay, so for knowledge, the word for knowledge is the Hebrew word da'ath. Can you all see that on the screen at the bottom here? Da'ath, which means, it says knowledge, is from 3045. 3045, which is, let's see if I can do this here. That's Hebrew 30:45. Okay. And it says yada, which means to know, properly to ascertain. I like that word there. Ascertain. By seeing. See? The prophets were called seers. So the portion of what we call foretelling is not the gift of prophecy. It is the word of knowledge, because it is seeing, right? Okay. The prophets were prophets because no one was walking around with 66 books. So when they prophesied, they were giving us the written manuscript that the scribes wrote down on the scrolls and passed it forward down through generations. So they were the nabis, or the seers, right? They wrote what the Most High gave them and what they saw futuristically. Now the gift is now called the word of knowledge, because once again, going back to the definition, it says to know, to ascertain by seeing, and it says used in a great variety of senses, figuratively, literally, what's that word? Euphemistically, and inferentially. It says including observation, care, and recognition, and causatively instruction. Oh, designation, right? And then also punishment. So in that word also comes judgment. Okay. Does that make sense? So the gift of the word of knowledge is what we have embraced as a label called prophecy. Okay. Now, we did a lesson before where we showed you that prophecy was not foretelling, but it was reproclaiming what was spoken. Remember the instance when Moshe called the 70, and then who was it? Joshua, Yehoshua, son of Nun. They all got angry because they said those men were prophesying in the camp. They wasn't foretelling anything. They was basically repeating to the people the words of the Most High that was spoken to the nation of Israel by the seer who they chose, according to Exodus chapter 20, Moshe. Remember in Exodus 19, Mosai said, I call the whole nation of Israel up to the mountain. And he said, I will make you a kingdom of priests and a Kodesh nation. Next chapter came. Israel saw the thunder, the lightnings. They saw the stars bursting in the air. They saw the bombs, the rockets, red glare, and the bombs bursting in the air. That's where the 4th of July got that from. The Constitution of the Most High, he gave them fireworks. They saw the bombs bursting in the air, and they saw the rockets, red glare, the thunder and lightning. And when Israel saw that, they said, oh, we can't handle that. Oh, no, you speak to Moshe and we'll hear from him. So since Moshe was, since the people didn't want to be the prophets or those who do what? Give the world the word of the Most High, what happened? Moshe had to do it himself, and then Moshe chose the 70. And the 70 became the prophets. Or the prophets, what was the prophet's job to do? To repeat to the nations what the Most High said, because he don't change. Right? So this notion of New Testament comes and now there's a new doctrine. The Most High said, I change not. Now we're going to deal with that. That change came from the prophets of Baal. All right? Because they want to order the future. Y'all's prophets don't order the future. They just speak the future. When you try to control the future, you're now operating in the spirit of divination. That's why these people that's praying, because Trump lost the election point blank. He lost. All right. Now what they're trying to do is overturn the election by practicing divination, doing seances, repetitive prayers that the Messiah even said, don't be as the hypocrites, right? For they think they shall be heard for their much speaking, right? Okay. Somebody said 1 Thessalonians 5:19. First, I want to say Shabbat Shalom to my family, Adrian, to Frank, Sandra, Biderson. Moray Josiah is going to be leaving pretty soon if he hasn't already got away. To Veronica, and to all those that are viewing us via Facebook and Periscope. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, now, so we're laying the groundwork for this gift, this word of knowledge. So now, prayerfully, we understand now what a word of knowledge is. And now you are a person that the Most High. Now, if you want to use it loosely used, I don't like using that, but people use the terminology prophetic. Well, technically you could say a prophetic gift, but it's actually, the gift is properly the word of knowledge. Okay. And you don't have to be a prophet to give a word of knowledge. Okay. Now let's get back so I can show you what the book says about this, so we can actually see it. Okay. In its operation. So going back, recapping, the gift of the word of knowledge comes from the word knowledge, which is the word to know, to see, to ascertain by seeing, to euphemistically and inferentially observe, care, recognition, instruction, designation, and punishment. Okay. Now, with that said, what I want to do is I want to go to Genesis chapter 2. All right. In Genesis chapter 2, we're going to go to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 9. We're going to show you where the gift of knowledge was first released into the atmosphere, right? So we go to Genesis chapter 2. And Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. And let's start at verse 4. Genesis chapter 2, verse 4. Okay, here we go. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth, and when they were created in the day of Yahweh, Elohim made the earth and heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for Yahweh Elohim had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. Verse 7. And Yahweh Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed in his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living nephesh. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he formed. And out of the ground made Yahweh Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight. Okay, one person is saying I'm freezing. A Biderson is saying I'm freezing. So, am I freezing, everybody? Because I don't see a freezing. I'm monitoring on my monitor. I'm not seeing freezing. So maybe a Biderson. Click back out of the channel and go back and see if that change, if that helps. Okay. All right. Verse 9 again. And out of the ground made Yahweh Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So now, if we look at that word, the tree of knowledge, right? The word is the same word in the Hebrew, da'af, which means to know or to perceive. So when man was placed in there, let's continue down and let's see. Let's go to chapter 3. All right. Chapter 3 and the serpent. Let's go back to chapter 3 and let's start at verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, yes, have Elohim said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, he shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. Hey, nephew, my nephew's on Facebook. Hey, nephew, Ron. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. Verse 5. But Elohim doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as Elohims, knowing good and evil. Now, look at that word, knowing. It's the same word, to see, right? So in the spiritual world, Satan has the ability to show you things. Remember when the Messiah was in the wilderness and Satan took him up into the high mountain? He said, I'm going to show you all the powers of the world. He said, if you bow down to me, I will give it to you. So Satan is the prince and the power of the air, and he has the ability to give you, right, this world if you bow down to him. That's what this presidential election is all about. You got the prophets on one side. We're going to go through the story of the prophet of Balaam, right? You have on the right side, you got those that is attempting to bless, but it's the flip side. The left side is actually on the right side. In the politics of today, those are on the left are actually on the right side because they are trying to preserve the chosen people that they don't know. That's the interesting thing. But those that are on the right politically are actually on the left. They are trying to curse the children of promise. But they're on the left side thinking they're on the right. It's called wicked. It's twisted, right? Now, so the Most High said in Genesis 3:5, you shall be as Elohims, knowing, Yada, able to see, right? Good and evil. Okay? So every man, oh, I like it now. I can see it now. Has the ability to see good and evil. You don't have to be a prophet. When you're born into this world, you have the ability to have a word of knowledge. Y'all like that? It don't mean you're anointed by the Most High. It don't mean you got the Holy Ghost, baptized, speaking in tongues. It don't mean none of that. It just means you have the gift of knowledge. Okay? It's a spiritual gift. It doesn't declare that you're righteous because you have the ability to know between good and evil. It's if you do the right thing with the knowledge is what makes you righteous. Knowing right from wrong, like person says, oh, I know that stealing is wrong, but if you go to the store and you steal, the knowledge was there, but you made the wrong choice. So you become what? Wicked. You are a spiritual person that has adopted to spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. I'm just getting started. This is some good stuff already. I like where it's going already. Oh my mercy. Now, so with that said, that is when the gift of knowledge was open to the world, to the sons of Adam. Now, we're going to show you this lesson. I want you to understand that the gift of knowledge was parted through Adam, the first man. That's the very reason why psychics can see things. A palm reader can see the future. They can see things, they can tell you things because it's a spiritual gift. Right? A lot of people don't understand that, but a psychic can show you things. But here's the kicker. It don't mean that they are righteous. It don't mean that they're serving Yah because they can see things. Okay? That's where people fall. People fall because they looking at this person that spoke something that came to pass. Oh, they must be anointed by the Most High. No, they're not. Not necessarily. Right? We can all be right or wrong in perceiving a thing that we have labeled prophecy because maybe we prophesied in part. we spoke a word in part. Okay, now. So every man, it says in 1 Corinthians, we read earlier, the gift, the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit all. Okay, even the wicked ones that can see things, their gift is used for a purpose. We're going to show you in this lesson right now. Let's go right quick to Acts chapter 16. Remember, we quoted this before. And then before we do that, let me see. Let's go to Acts. Let's go to Acts. Is it Acts 8? Hold on a second, brothers and sisters. I gotta make a shift up right quick. Oh my mercy. Was it Acts? Hold on. I got a little footnote here I put. Acts 8. That's it. Acts 8. Let's go to Acts 8 right quick. Acts chapter 8. All right. I'm going to show you something real quick. Because some of y'all say, well, brother, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't want you to agree with me. Prove me wrong, but agree with the word. That's what you need to agree with. I could be wrong all day long. Okay. Now let's go to Acts chapter 8. Acts chapter 8. All right. Let's see. Let's start at verse 4. Acts chapter 8, verse 4. All right. Bring it on the screen so you can see it. Therefore, it says, let's go up to verse 1. Okay. Shaul was consenting unto his death. And at that time, there was great persecution against the Mikra, or the Israelites that had came into the covenant. All right. Which was at Jerusalem, and they were all scattered abroad throughout the regions of Yahudia and Shemaron, or Samaria, except the apostles. Verse 2, and devout men carried Stephan, or Stephania, to his burial and made great lamentation over him. Now, just in case y'all don't know who Stephania was, he was a voice of the Most High Yah, an apostle indeed, one who was a prophet indeed, who did what? Just gave them the word of Yah, right? Now, after he gave them the word, they killed him. So don't think you're going to get by because you're giving the word that, oh, you're going to be spared. Okay, all things work together for good of us who love Yah and are called according to his purpose, right? So now, just beware of that, okay? Now, go back to Acts 2 and Acts 8 and verse 3. And for Shaul he made havoc of the believers entering into the house, and hailing men and women committed them to prison. All right. Therefore, they were scattered abroad, went everywhere preaching the word. I wonder what word did they preach. Then Philip went down to the city of Shemaron and preached the Mashiach unto them. Okay. And the people with one accord gave heed to those things which Philip speaking, hearing, and seeing the miracles which he did. All right. Now watch this now. For the unclean spirits crying with loud voices came out of many that were possessed with them, and many taken with psalteries, and that were lame were healed. And there was great joy in the city. Now here's the verse I wanted to read. Here's the kicker, right? But there was a certain man called Shimon, which before time in the same city used sorcery and bewitched the people of Shemaron, giving out that himself was some great one. So here we see a man, an Israelite man, who was in the land using sorcery and bewitching. What was he doing? Because he had the ability to see things, he was using it for the kingdom of darkness. Right? Verse 10. To whom they all have heed from the least to the greatest, saying, this man has great power of Elohim. Don't y'all say that when you see Paula Whites and the prophecies and Copeland or whoever, Brian Carnes, for those of y'all that know that circle, Juanita Bynum, Give me some other names here. Prophet Todd Hall. What's his name? Jordan, the guy in New York, Jordan, right? Every last one of them. Those are the people that you all have heard of, and some of you all follow and take credence to what they say as being accurate and being true. Any person that prophesies that takes you, we read in Deuteronomy chapter 13, away from the Most High, he said, don't follow them and don't fear them. Okay? Now, let's go back to the story. So the people, it said, they all gave heed from least to the greatest, saying, this man is great power of Elohim. And and to him they had regarded, because that of long time he had bewitched them with sorceries. In other words, see, people don't realize you can have a spiritual gift and control people with sorcery, because if you have a sign and it comes to pass, then people have fear of you, because they're like, oh, that must be a prophet. What he said or what she said came to pass. They must be a prophet of God. So they was afraid of this man. It says what? This man did what? He bewitched them. What's the word for bewitched? Right? It says, listen, look at it. It's the word exist to me, which means to put, to stand out to wits. That is to astound, or to reflectively become astound. And then it says in parentheses, insane. These people that's holding on to the Trump prophecy are insane. Because these prophets have failed, and I'm going to say it, I don't care if they overturn the election, because their prophecies have already failed. What's going on now is when a person says a word, let me go back right quick. All right, hold your thumb there. My goodness, let me go here. What is that? Deuteronomy? Help me out. Where it says when a person prophesies a thing that doesn't come to pass. What is that?
He spoke it presumptuously.
Yeah, that's it.
He spoke it presumptuously.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 18:22.
Okay. Thank you, honey. Deuteronomy 18. Let's read it right quick. All right. And then I got to get back, because this is relevant. So when the Ruach steps in and breaks something up, because I hear somebody saying, okay. Deuteronomy 18 was?
Yeah, 22.
And 22. All right, here we go. It says, it reads on this wise: when a prophet speak in the name of, and I'm going to say it the way they say it, the Lord, because they actually spoke in the name of the Lord. All right. If that thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yah have not spoken. But that prophet have spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Now, these people who call themselves prophesying said it was a win. It was uncontested, non-contested. So their prophecies have failed because Trump did not win the election. I don't care what you say. It was election fraud, election fraud, election fraud. The judges said it was not election fraud. Now, they might pay some people, and that's the scary thing, because Trump is campaigning and raising money. So he's paying people that believe in him, that are insane, And every time turn around, they come up with some new report. Now, as recently, if you go on the far right wing media, they tell you that Trump then overturned the four states that he tried to sue for in the Texas lawsuit. Okay, so the prophecies failed, brothers and sisters. We don't have to wait till January 20th. They already failed. All right. Prophecies is accurate. Didn't say, look at it again. It says, when a prophet speak in the name of Yah in the Lord, there's who they spoke in, if the thing follow not. Didn't say you got to go in prayer and defeat the powers of darkness because the enemy is holding back the prophecy. The devil can't hold back the prophecy. If you spoke it, it shall come to pass, right? Didn't it say somewhere? The prophet said he spoke it, right? It shall come to pass. Not you got, he didn't say he got the most. I didn't have to go into no prayer closet and start speaking in tongues and practicing seances for his prophecy to come to pass. But they do, which means they're false prophets. Every last one of them failed. Okay? Some of them might be some of y'all favorite prophets. Tell them that this bald-headed, light-skinned man said they all false prophets. False. Every last one of them. All right? Now, they're conjuring up divination. We're going to show you that in this lesson to try to overturn it. Paula White going in there calling for angels from heaven, angels from Africa. And she doing her little chants. That's the oracle, right? Let me get back here. All right, now. So that's just one example. Let's go to, we finished Acts. Did I finish that out? Okay. Let's go back to Acts again. Let me finish it out. So they regarded him as, verse 11, Acts 11, 8 and 11. And to him, they regarded, being that long time, he had bewitched them with sorceries. Verse 12. And when they believed Philip preaching the things concerning the kingdom of Yah and the name of Yahshua the Messiah, they were baptized, both men and women. Then Simon himself believed also, and when he was baptized, he continued with Philip and wondered, beholding the miracles and signs which were done. Verse 14. Now, when the apostles which were at Jerusalem heard that Shimon had received the word of Yah, they sent unto them Shimon, Kepha, and Yochanan, who, when they were come down, prayed for them that they might receive the Ruach Kodesh. For as yet he was fallen upon none of them, only they were baptized in the name of Messiah Yahshua. All right. Now, watch this now. Verse 17. This man, he called it so. I guess he got converted. Watch this. And when Shimon saw that through the laying on, oh my mercy. These stories, brothers and sisters, these stories tell us what's going on in our world. When Shimon saw that through the laying on of the apostles' hands that the Ruach was given, he offered them money. I wonder why he offered them money for the Spirit. Woo! Saying, watch this, verse 19, give me also this power that on whosoever I lay hands on, they may receive the Ruach. But Shimon Kepha said unto him, thy money perish with thee, because thou hast thought that the gift of Elohim may be purchased with money. Thou hast neither part nor lot in this matter, for thy heart is not right in the sight of Yah. He said, repent therefore of this thy wickedness, and pray to Elohim, if perhaps the thought of thine heart may be forgiven thee. For I perceive that thou art in a gall of bitterness and in the bond of iniquity. Then Shimon said pray ye to the master for me, that none of these things which you have spoken comes upon me. All right. Is that the end of that?
You stopped at verse 24.
Okay, 24. Okay, 25. And then when they had testified and preached the word of Yah, returned to Jerusalem and preached the good news in many villages of the Samaritans. So apparently he repented. Now, did he die? I'm trying to see. Did Shimon die in that? Okay. I think he did later on, but I'm sure he died, but how did he die? Okay. So now, what's my point? This man already had a gift of knowledge, but he got it and was exercising it through sorcery, and had the people afraid of him because his prophecies, his words and knowledge were coming to pass. Right? Now, let's go real quick to Acts 16:16. Acts 16, chapter 16, verse 16. I'm gonna move along because I got a lot to cover. Let's start at verse 6. Now, when they had gone through Pergia, right, and the region of Galatia, Galatia is the land of the Germans, the Gauls, and were forbidden of the Ruach to preach the word in Asia. They were come to Mysia and essayed to go into Bithynia, but the Ruach suffered them not. See that? But they passing by Mysia came down to Troas, and the vision appeared to Shaul in the night. There stood a man of Macedonia and prayed him, saying, come over into Macedonia and help us. See that? So Shaul got a word of knowledge, right? Not to go, right? All right, here we go. Because that's a warning, right? Okay, verse 10. And after he had seen the vision, immediately we endeavored to go to Macedonia, assuredly gathering that the master had called us to preach the good news unto them. Verse 11. Therefore losing from Troas, we came to a straight course to Samothracia, and the next day to Neapolis, and from thence to Philippi, which is the chief city of the part of Macedonia, and a colony, and were there in the city abiding certain days. Here's the thing, watch this now. For those you Hebrews that say, oh, we don't have to keep the Shabbat, we're in the New Testament. This is the New Testament, right? Check out this next verse. And on the Shabbat, we went out to the city by the riverside where prayer was wont to be made, and we sat down and spake unto the women which resorted thither. And a certain woman named Lydia, right, a seller of purple of the city of Thracia, worshipped Elohim, heard us, whose heart Yah opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Shaul. Verse 15. And when she was baptized and her household, she besought us, saying, if you have judged me to be faithful to Yahweh, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us. All right. Now, and there came to pass as we went, verse 16, to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination. What was that spirit? All right. The word for divination is the word putho, which is, y'all got to hear this. Let me come on the screen. Y'all got to hear this. Putho was the name of the region where Delphi was. It's Delphi, which is the seat of the famous oracle of Zeus, was located in Python. That is, it says, by analogy with the supposed diviner there, an inspiration or soothsaying. So people speak by inspiration doesn't mean that they are speaking by inspiration of Yah, and they could be accurate. That's how you have a so-called prophet in the church. The prophecies are accurate. Why? Because gifts and callings come without repentance. It doesn't mean that you are called of Yah. This woman was practicing, she was possessed with the spirit of divination. And watch what the apostles did. She was possessed with a spirit of divination. She met us, which brought her masters much gain through her soothsaying. Paula White is pushing for Trump because she's bringing much gain to the mega church ministries. Paula White is a Jezebel spirit prophetess of Baal, who is the modern transition of the oracle of Greece, the deity Zeus. That's who Delphi was. Delphi was the house of Zeus. The Delphi oracle was the prophetess to the house of Zeus. Where was that at? In the Gentile land. Where? In Greece. Okay? This lady here was going through the land practicing soothsaying in Israel. Just like these prophets today call themselves prophetess are practicing soothsaying. And I'm going to prophesy to you. And when it comes to pass, you better give me that $1,000 offering. Because you better know I'm a prophet of God. So people have fear of them because what they spoke came to pass. So they must be anointed by God. This woman was doing that. Now watch, let's get back to the story. All right. It said, verse 17, the same followed Shaul and us and cried, saying, these men are servants of the Most High Elohim, which showed us the way of salvation. See, notice what she said. She wasn't showing them the way of salvation. She was showing them things to come. She was like Sister Cleo. Calling me now for your reading. Right? But she could see. And don't you doubt for a second that those people in those sites don't have powers to see. The Christian wants you to believe they don't have power. But the book is showing you they got power to see. But you got power over them. Hallelujah. All right. Now, watch what happens here. And it said, this did she many days. She followed the servants of the Most High and said, these are the men of the Most High that show you the way of salvation. Verse 18, she did, and this she did, she many days, but Shaul being grieved. He was grieved and turned and said to the spirit of divination, he said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach to come out of her. It said, and he, that was a male demon. It said he came out that same hour. Now watch this now. You got to look at this. Paula White better get ready. Paula White better see this. She better have a change of heart and seek the Most High. Some of those people will never have a change of heart because they have the spirit of divination and covetousness. Ain't no sense praying for them. They ain't changing because that's in their heart. Okay? Now, where I leave off at, verse 18. And she did many days, but Shaul being grieved. Okay, verse 19. And when the masters, because after Shaul cast the devil out of her, verse 19 said, the masters saw that the hope of their gains was gone. So the pastors, the Word of Faith, mega churches, Kenneth Copeland, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Rod Parsley, and there's a whole lot of other ones that are not on the TV circle, but there's a whole lot of more. You can Google mega churches that have over 20 and 30 and 40,000 people that meet each week. They'll make Copeland look like a storefront. Oh, my mercy. But it says, when her master saw that the hope of their gains was gone, they caught Shaul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace and to the rulers and brought them to the magistrates, saying, these men, being Israelites, do exceedingly trouble our city. That's what they say about y'all. You Hebrews that's exposing these false prophets of Baal and telling you that they're teaching lies and deceit and wickedness. Get ready. They're going to report you. They're going to report me, this brother. That's why they done, I know for a fact that they done blocked my channel to where people can't find it. You know why? Because I'm coming out the book. I may be graphic with it and push it, but we coming out the book. All right. Now, if I was talking hatred and all of that, white man's a devil, all of that, shoot, man, my channel will be all over YouTube. I have probably 100,000, maybe 1 million subscribers. Okay. Now, let me get back. So it said, she brought her magistrates. Who are the magistrates? Just for the sake of it. Magistrates is, oh my mercy, y'all gonna love this here. Y'all gonna love this. The magistrates, it says a general, that is implication or analogy, a military governor, praetor, the chief, right? And it says of the Levitical temple, the wardens. So that covers all of them. The governor's benefit, the politicians. That's why to the life, y'all can't understand why all these Republicans have co-signed on to this election fraud. A lot of them are connected to these mega churches. All their hope is gone. We can't let this happen. We gotta, some kind of way, because we didn't expect this. We didn't expect Sleepy Joe to beat Donald Trump. He had dead by their standards. So let's get Paula White on there. Now they mad as hell because YouTube is blocking the fraud election videos and all of that, and they putting all kinds of censors. They mad because all of their hope is gone because these prophets of Baal have made them great gain. See, the book, even though this was back then, prophecy repeats itself. People change, but a new group of people comes up, but the same spirit that's operating through them back then is operating through these people right now. All right. So they was upset. So all the governors and all the religious leaders and all the preachers and all the mega churches was upset, and they took the Israelites because they said they are troubling our city, right? They are causing us to become poor and broke and busted and disgusted. We're losing money. We can't have church. They shut the churches down. We can't collect them tithes and offerings, right? We don't want them lefties in, right? It wasn't the lefties that shut the church down anyway. Oh man, it was a combination. All right, let me get back. So he said that these being Israelites, they do exceedingly trouble our city, and they teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. What do they say? Oh, that doctrine, that's for the Jews. We Christians now. That's what Roman. When you see Rome, translate it Christian. Catholics. So they're saying, they're teaching us to follow the customs and practices of the Hebrews. We not Hebrews, we Christians. And we got some Hebrews say, I'm a Hebrew Christian. Yeah, confused persons, what you really are. You don't even know what Christianity is. Christos, Krishna. That's an Indian deity. But I digress. Verse 22. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. Beware, Israel. They coming after us. But fear not. Fear none of those things the Messiah said through Yachanan in Revelation, that fear none of those things that shall come upon you. Because the enemy is going to put some of us in prison. And come knocking on your door. Are you one of them Hebrew Israelites? Come with me. Don't resist. That's what's coming down the pike, brothers and sisters. They're not coming for the Christians. You ain't a threat. All right? But they want you to believe that those on the left are against Christianity. They're against the hypocritical Christians. And some of them believe when I tell you, some of them can come under the covenant. If they have somebody with some sense of truth can bring truth to them. That's why these stiff-necked Hebrews that's preaching all this hate-filled doctrine, Gentile white man is devil, that man can't be saved. You're messing up. You're holding back the gathering with that nonsense. Let me get back and went meddling. Okay, so he said, and the multitude rose up against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. Verse 23. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely, who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. Now we know the rest. Midnight, Shaul, Silas prayed and sang praises, and the prisoners opened up the prisons and let them out. That's something. Now, I covered a whole lot right there. That in itself is a whole lesson, and I'm just getting started. Now, so we have to understand, brothers and sisters, that the Spirit, the word of knowledge, is given to every man because it's not a sanctioning of you and your relationship with the Most High. It's just a gift. Okay? Now, so what we need to understand is, let me go back up here and let's go to show you the good, right? I'm gonna read a few passages and I want to read a story. Okay, another story. All right, the stories, the Most High. I learned from my bishop. He's dead and gone. He's always saying, it makes sense now, but he's always say, all you gotta do is preach the stories, and the stories will fit our situations because these stories was given to us and they're applicable in every situation. So you look at a story, you can see where we are in our current time. These stories are profound, right? Okay, now Exodus chapter 31 and 3. Let's read the first few verses. I'm going to kind of read fast. I'm not going to spend as much time because I want to show you some things here, okay? Exodus chapter 31. All right, Shemo, Exodus chapter 31. Kind of move me fast here. Get your finger, your page turning fingers ready so we can move fast. All right. So Exodus 31 and 3. Let's start at verse 1. Okay. And Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, see, I have called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur of the tribe of Yehudah, and have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom and in overstanding and in knowledge and in the matter of workmanship. So the word of knowledge also works with the word of wisdom and understanding to help you to be able to do something supernatural, even to produce something tangible for your economic benefit. All right. Now let's go to chapter 35. All right, 35 and verse 31. All right, moving right along. Exodus 35. Let's read verse 30 and 31. And Moses said to the children of Israel, see, Yahweh had called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur of the tribe of Yehudah, and have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship, and to devise curious works, to work in gold, my mercy, and in silver, and in brass, and in cutting of stones, to set them, and carve of wood, to make any manner of cunning work. And he have put in his heart that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the son of Ahishamach of the tribe of Dan. Them have he filled with wisdom of heart and work, all manner of work, to engraver and the cunning workmen, embroidery in blue and purple, scarlet and fine linen, and weaver, even to them to do any work, and of those devise cunning works. So the word of knowledge will give you the ability to carve and make things for your financial success. Now, last week we talked about that with the word of wisdom as well. Okay, so those spirits work together. All right. Now, let's go to Numbers 24:16. Numbers 24:16. Moving right along. Let's read verse 15. As a matter of fact, let's see. Let's go up a little bit. This is our story. I'm going to kind of take a little bit. Let's hold off on that. Let's come back to that. Let's read Deuteronomy 18 and 10. Right. All right. This is kind of going a little bit backwards, but I should have read this before I did the story on the book of Acts. But just for the sake of you having the footnote. Deuteronomy 18, 9 and 10 says, when thou art come into the land which Yahweh the Elohim giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son and daughter to pass through the fire, or use divination, or an observer of time, or an enchanter, or a witch. So that's basically what these people that's trying to turn this election around is doing. They're practicing witchcraft and enchanting, right? Now, we have an example. I'm not going to go there for the sake of time. How much time I got? I got a little time. Okay. I want to say this for the story. Okay. So if you go to Samuel, we'll read this one verse here, and then 1 Samuel chapter 15. You can read the story in your own personal private time. Give you a reference here. 1 Samuel. This is King Shaul, who offered sacrifice just to kind of expedite time. He wasn't supposed to offer sacrifice. And because he was rejected as king, and so what did he do? King Shaul went and called for a spirit of divination, and he called for the spirit of divination to bring back the prophet Shemuel, who had died because he didn't like the results of the election. That's right. I'm putting it where the ghost can get it. He did not like the results of Yah's selection. Right? So he consorted with the spirit of divination, called for Shaul to call for the soothsayer. Y'all want to look at that? Let's look at that a little bit. Oh my mercy. Let me see. Hold on a second, man. Oh my mercy. Where is that? Help me find that where he called Shaul back, where he called Shemuel back from the dead. He went to the soothsayer. Anybody got that? I got 1 Samuel chapter 15. I think it might be before that. Is it first chapter 15? Okay. While we're getting that, she's looking for that. I'm gonna start reading the verse. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Let's do a little bit of that. Shemuel also said to Shaul, Yahweh sent me to anoint you to be king over the people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken unto the voice of the words of Yahweh. Verse 2. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Mizraim. Now go smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, cane and ass. Let me see.
I think it's further down.
Huh?
I think it's just further down.
Further down in 15? In chapter 15? 1 Samuel 15? Okay. Verse 4, and Shemuel and Shaul gathered the people together and numbered them in Talim 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men in Yehuda. And Shaul came to the city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. Okay. Let me go down. I don't want to read all of that. Let me see. I do know verse 23. Let's see. Hold on a second. I can find it real quick. Hold on one second. All right. Just give me a second. Oh, okay. So, okay, there. Okay, it's 15, right? 15:23. Okay, 15:23, right? That's where. Okay, okay. Shemuel. Let's read verse 22. Shemuel said, "Have Yah as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as obeying the voice of Yahweh? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken." Somebody said verse 7. 28. 1 Samuel 20. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. But here's the kicker. Here's the beginning of it. So rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as the iniquity of idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of Yah. He have rejected thee from being king. So just a kicker. Shaul rejected the word of Yah, and the Most High said in verse 23, 1 Samuel 15, that he has rejected him from being king. Now, Donald Trump has been rejected from being president. Okay. Now watch this. Now this is where we are. Okay. Verse 24. Shaul said unto Shemuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of Yahweh and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. So that's what it is. Trump has feared the radical right. Just like they call a radical left, you got a radical right. All right. Now therefore, verse 25, I pray thee pardon my sin and turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh. And Shemuel said to Shaul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, and Yahweh have rejected thee from being king. So what is he saying? The prophet is saying there is no overturning. All right. Verse 27. Shemuel turned about to go away, and behold, upon the skirt of his mantle he rent it. And Shemuel unto him Yahweh have rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and have given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou. And also the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent, for he is not a man that he should repent. Then said he, I have sinned, yet honor me now, I pray thee, before the elders of my people and before Israel, and turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh thy Elohim. So Shemuel turned again after Shaul, and Shaul worshiped Yahweh. Then Shemuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him diligently, and Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. And Shemuel said, as the sword hath made woman childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Shemuel hewed Agag in pieces, before Yahweh in Gilgal. And Shemuel went, so he was a prophet and he was a judge. He killed the man, right? And Shemuel went to Ramah, and Shaul went up to his house into Gibeah of Shaul. Right now, Shemuel came no more to see Shaul until the day of his death. That's the part I wanted to read. So Shemuel, nevertheless, Shemuel mourned for Shaul, and Yahweh repented that he had made Shaul king over Israel. Right. So now we know Shaul died. So now we go to my brother Adrian said 1 Samuel 28, which is where we see it happen and where Shemuel goes into the soothsayer. OK, he says, verse 7. All right. Let's say, then said Shaul unto the servant, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit, that I may go to her to inquire of her. And his servant says to him, behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit at Endor. There you go. The woman with the familiar spirit, which is what? The woman with the spirit of divination. Now watch this. 8, and Shaul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went. He took off his kingly clothes. He went incognito. He disguised himself, put on the other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring him up, whom I shall name unto thee. Verse 9, and the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Shaul had done, how he had cut those that have familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? So in other words, he said, this spirit, the woman with the familiar spirit said, I know you are a covenant Israelite, and you killed us, because the book of the law said, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Now you a prophet, you a king of the Most High, a messenger, and you coming to me? All right. Verse 10. Shaul swore to her by Yahweh, saying, as Yahweh liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then the woman said, whom shall I bring up unto thee? He said, bring me up Shemuel. And the woman saw Shemuel. See, she saw. When you see people that died, you got a spirit of divination. She saw him. The woman saw Shemuel. She cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Shaul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Shaul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Shaul, I saw Elohim ascending out of the earth. And he said to her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Shaul perceived that it was Shemuel. And notice it says he perceived, right? It was Shemuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And now the spirit is talking back to him. Watch this. Then Shemuel said to Shaul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Shaul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and Elohim is departed from me, and answered me no more, neither by the prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou might make known to me what I shall do. So then Shemuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing Yah has departed from thee, and is become thine enemy? And Yahweh have done to him as he spoke by me, for Yah have rented the kingdom out of thine hand, and give it to your neighbor, even to Dawid. Why? Because thou obeyed not the voice of Yahweh, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore I have Yahweh done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, Yahweh will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me, and Yahweh also shall deliver the hosts of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Verse 20, Shaul fell straightway, straightway ministries. No, I'm kidding. Father, forgive me. I couldn't resist. All right. And straightway all along on the earth, and was sore afraid because the words of Shemuel, and there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all day nor all night. And the woman came unto Shaul and saw that he was sore troubled, and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid have obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto thy words which thou spoke unto me. Now therefore I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thy handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou may have strength when thou goest on thy way. But he sound like Donald Trump, right? He refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto her voice. So he rose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took 4 and kneaded it, and did bake unleavened breads thereof. And she brought it before Shaul and before his servants, and they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that night. So what did he do? He was rejected as king. He went to the soothsayers to reverse the election. And the soothsayer went into the spirit world and brought back Shaul from the dead in a vision, just like you see on that movie Ghost, where Whoopi Goldberg and I forget the actor's name, he died. Did he die?
He had cancer.
And what's the actor's name? Y'all know the actor's name. And so the wife, his fiance, was alive. She went to what was Whoopi's name in that movie? She was the psychic reader. I forget the name. Who was the name? Oh, but y'all know the movie. So this is what Shaul did. He went to the Spirit of Divination, to the prophetess of Baal, and she brought him a visitation of of prophet Shemuel back from the dead, just to tell him what he already knew. So that's what the Most High in this election. Trump was rejected. Okay. Now let's get back to the lesson. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. Now I want to talk a little bit about Jezebel, but before I do that, let's deal with this story in Balaam. So let's go to Numbers chapter 24. Numbers chapter 24. Oh, I'm sorry, not 24. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. What time is it? Okay, let's go to Numbers chapter 22. Numbers 22. All right. Patrick Swayze, right? That's right. Oh, praise God. Sister Copeland says, she says, I read this story many times, but never with this much light. Okay, now, praise God for that. Hallelujah. Let's go to Numbers chapter 23. Did I say 23?
22.
22. Numbers 22. All right. You all know the story. We're going to show you some things here. Let's see. Good reading here. Okay. The children of Israel set forward to pitch in the plains of Moab. Now, look, you got to see this. This is profound right here. This whole story is exactly what we're dealing with today. Exactly. Right? Now, so the children of Israel set forth and pitched in the plains of Moab on the side of Jordan by Jericho. So where was the children of Israel at? In their enemies' land. Where are the children of Israel today? In their enemies' land. Right? All right, now that you got that, let's move forward. Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. Now, Moab represents the white supremacists, the Trumpers. Because look at what happened. It says they saw all Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many. They kept bringing forth children. You know, we go into the hood, boy. You go into the project, you see a whole lot of children's up in there. So why did they open up these abortion clinics, right? They figured let them go ahead and have a party and kill their children, right? You can open up an abortion clinic, but you don't have to kill your child. There's no law telling you got to kill your child. You can reject that law even though the law is there, right? All right, let's go back. So they were distressed because of the children of Israel. Verse 4. Moab said to the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all. Can you see the fear that they have of us, brothers and sisters? It says, now shall this company lick up all that's round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was the king of the Moabites at that time. Verse 5. He sent messengers, therefore, to Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, behold, there is a people come out from Mizraim. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Them Negroes is populating in this land. And the more they populate, the more of a threat they are to this white power, white supremacy, white privilege. So the people on the left are like, no, it's time for the nation to represent. It's time for the government to represent the nation. That's what the war is going on, really, when you really look at it, right? Okay. So what did he do? He sent messengers, therefore, to Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land, the children of the people, to call him, saying, behold, there is a people come out from Mizraim. They cover the face of the earth. I read that already, right? He says, come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I would that he whom thou bless is blessed, and he whom thou curse is cursed. So now, here's the king of Moab, his deity was Molech. They got it flipped, right? The ones that want to oppress the children of Israel, they are the ones that worship in Molech. But they taught you that they worship in the Lord God. They worship in Molech, which later on became Mammon. It's funny, but it's true. Okay, let me get back. So, verse 7, the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with rewards of divination. Look at that. They departed with the rewards of divination in their hand, and they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. So the elders of Moab, who worship Molech, Chemosh, Marduk, or all of them sub names of the sun, Baal, right? They gave them money to prophesy against the children of Israel. Okay? So that's what they're doing. These people are trying to keep Trump because Trump represents what? The image of the beast. Jesus is white. The image of the beast is white. Okay? White supremacy. Now I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and some people probably hate me for saying that, but it's the reality. Right? All right. So it says the elders took rewards of divination. Right? Now, the word for divination is, you're going to like this. You're going to like, let me move this out the way. The word for divination is kasim, which means, it says, allot a divination, including its fee and oracle. So these people have got in cahoots with the Christian mega prophets, the big namer ones. Name them down. Paula White, Sid Roth, John Hagee, Kenneth Copeland, Pat Robertson, and the list goes on. And these are the ones that if you search YouTube, you'll find they all have channels, and they every day have a prayer. You know, here's where we are, and they are doing seances. They are conjuring up spirits of the dead to overturn the election. The spirit of divination. All right. Now, let's continue. Verse 8. Then he said to them, lodge here this night. I will bring you word again, as Yah shall speak unto me. The princes of Moab abide with Balaam. All right. I'm going to kind of move a little bit faster so I can get to. Let's skip down to verse. Let's see, where am I at? Hold on a second. Let's keep reading, because this is some good stuff, okay? He said unto the lodge, here, he said, Jesse Duplantis. Keep natal, y'all. He said unto them, lodge there. How about Joel Osteen, right? Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as Yahweh shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Elohim came unto Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? Now the Most High went to the prophet of Baal and spoke to him. And that's what's going on. The Most High is speaking to these prophets of Baal now. Say, hold up. They're going to let go. All right. And Balaam said unto Elohim, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, have sent unto me, saying, behold, this people come out of Egypt, Mizraim, which covereth the face of the earth, come now, curse me, then peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. You know what Trump said? You don't like it, you can go, you can leave. I'll never forget that. All right. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, get you into your land, for Yahweh refuses to give me leave to go with you. Verse 14. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went to Balak and said to Balaam, refuse to come with us. And Balak sent yet another prince more and more honorable than they. So they sent what? The finer people of the government. They got that, what did the United States do? They got this guy named Kenneth Paxton. He got the 17 states together. And then they got these 121, 121. That's number. That number means something, okay? But he got 121 congressmen on the far right to agree with the petition to sue Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Georgia to overturn the elections. He went before the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, hold up, you know what? We do have a little righteousness in us. We can't do that. All right, going back to the story. All right. So they went, got the honorable men. Verse 16, they came to Balaam and said to him, thus says Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. Verse 17, I will promote thee. I will promote thee into great honor, right? And I will do whatever thou hast unto me come. Therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. So he wanted to give them a reward. Brothers, y'all got to see this. They're raising buku dollars for this election fraud campaign to overturn the election for the purpose of what? To keep the white supremacists in power. Can y'all see that? Man. So he said, I will promote you with great honor, and I will do whatever you say unto me. Come, therefore, I pray thee, curse this people. Let the police kill these Negroes in the streets. If they resist, tell them they shouldn't resist. Trump ordered the first Hebrew to be sentenced to death in years on his way out. You don't believe me? Google it. Google it, as they say, right? And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak will give me this house full of silver and gold, and I cannot go beyond the word of Yah, my Elohim, to do less or more. Verse 19, now therefore I pray you, tarry you also here this night, that I may know what Yahweh will say unto me more. Verse 20, and Elohim came unto Balaam, the prophet of Baal, prophet of Mordek, prophet of Baal, at night, and said unto him, if the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them, but yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. Now, the Most High said, this clown ain't hearing me. Verse 22, and Elohim's anger was kindled, because he went and the angel of Yahweh stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him, right? And the ass saw. Now, check this out. You got Trump in the election trying to overturn the election. Now he's going, and now you got Mitch McConnell's turn on him. You got Barr turning on him. You got, what's his name? Geraldo telling him he lost. And all his people close to him saying, give it up. But he's not giving up. So, verse 22 says, the Most High's anger was kindled because he went, and the anger of Yah stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of Yahweh standing in the way, his sword drawn in his hand, and his ass turned aside out of the way. He went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass and turned her into the way. And the angel of Yahweh stood in the path of the vineyards, a wall being on the side and a wall on that side. Verse 25. And when the ass saw the angel of Yahweh, she thrust herself into the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. Then the angel of Yahweh went further and stood in the narrow place where was no way to turn, neither to the right or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of Yahweh, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with the staff. Sound like Donald Trump, right? Getting mad. He's going on the war path, and he's on Twitter tweeting, throwing his staff, hitting him with the staff. Take this. I'm going to cut this off. How about this? How you like me now? I'm not going to leave the White House. All right. And Yah opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, what have I done unto thee that thou hast smitten me all these times? Balaam said to the ass, because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in my hand, for now would I kill thee. The Trump tweeted one tweet talking about calling them cowards. Tell them that the people are mad. Alex Jones got on there talking about, we will never accept Joe Biden as our president. He's got to go one way or another. That's dangerous. They're threatening, right? That is really dangerous, brothers and sisters. Back to the story. So he said, I will kill you. And so he's talking about the ass that he's riding on, right? Trump was riding on the ass. He ready to kill the ass. Whose ass he's riding on? The Republicans. What do he call them now? Republicans in name only Rhino. Yeah, okay, Veronica, she said, Biden has not given an oath yet. Trump is not backing down. Miss Clinton has taken the same measures Trump is taking now when she was cheated out of her election. All right, stay tuned there, sis. Sound like you a Trumper. All right, but that's okay. But you know, I don't want to get off of this. I'm kind of tying the two together, but Trump is not for us. He is a white supremacist, period, point blank. He may have done some good in his campaign, but I'm not pro-Trump, neither am I pro-Biden. I'm just pointing to you the truth of the matter. Our king is the Most High Yah. He's the one going to deliver us from this captivity, not the Democrats or Republicans. Okay, we're the children of Israel. And until we return to the covenant of the Most High, we will be stuck in this captivity. Right? And that's what this is all about. And, oh, she said, no, I'm not. Okay. And religion is a distraction. The Most High never gave us a religion. He gave us a covenant, right? And we have rejected the covenant and have embraced a religion called Christianity, which has doomed us. Right? I'm a pastor's son. I was a pastor in the Christian church. And the Most High revealed to me that we are the children of Israel, and that's why I teach what I teach. Okay. Oh, she says, I understand. Okay. All right. But now we can dialogue about that a little later. Okay. Because, I like dialogues. Okay. Let's see. The verse 30. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever what to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Verse 31. Then Yahweh opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of Yahweh standing in the way, and his sword drawing in his hand. Look at that. Yahweh opened the eyes of Balaam. Y'all see that? He opened the eyes of Balaam. Balaam's spiritual eyes was closed. Just like those that have this belief that Trump is coming back and all of that, your eyes are closed. Okay? Now, if Trump overturns this election, we're in some serious trouble. I'm just saying. If the wicked people that they allow, who knows why he's raising all that money? He might buy them out.
If he overturned it, that would be a steal.
And if he overturns it, it's just that it will be a steal, which means that all the prophecies didn't say that he was going to steal elections back. So they're false prophets. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by talking about some of your prophets, but they're false. According to the word of the Most High, they're false prophets. All right. Now let me get back to the story. I got a whole lot more. I'm going to try to see if I can finish the story because I thought this was a very fitting story. Okay. Numbers chapter 22, verse 32. The angel of Yahweh said to him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. See that? So now Balaam's eyes was open, and he was able to see that the Most High had the messenger that had the word. That's what the sword is. The sword is the word. So we Israelites, we have the sword, which is the word, but we're leaning on these people's prophecies, which is not the word. That's the dangers. And I got plenty of Israelite people, brothers and sisters, Ema's older sisters that I have a love for as brothers and sisters in his walk. I mean, I'm not going to name the name, but some of them that were really close to me, but they still have this Trump delusion. Yah is our king, not Trump. There's an obsession with him. It is a strong delusion. I mean, to your point, Hillary lost the election, but you didn't see the people. You didn't see Hillary contesting all the way to the inauguration. She conceded even with Gore when George Bush stole the election in Florida. He conceded, but not with Trump. All right. So the ass saw me and turned me from these 3 times. Unless this is chapter Numbers 22, verse 33. Unless she turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee and saved her alive. And Balaam said to the angel of Yah, I have sinned, for I know not that thou stood in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. So what am I saying? Trump appointed all those people in the Supreme Court. Those people have a conscience. Now, whether they're going to hold through to it or not, we don't know. Can they be bought? Is the Most High going to speak in the last? Okay. So, he pointed all those people in the Supreme Court and went to them with this last Hail Mary, and they shot it down. Just like the Most High sent the angel to Balak, who went to curse Israel, and the angel stood in the way with the word of Yah. Now, I'm not saying that the people on the left are righteous and the people on the right are wicked. But what I'm saying is that the people on the left have a conscience. And some of the people that are on the right, not the far right, have a conscience. And those are the ones that says, Mitch McConnell, you know, Brian Kemp, you know, different Republicans have said, you know, it's over, brother. All right. Now, and that's true. My brother Frank said Trump is full of pride. And we did a lesson on Belshazzar. Was that a week? That was a weekly lesson. If y'all haven't heard that lesson, go to my channel. And we did a lesson last week on Belshazzar, that Trump, comparing Trump to Belshazzar, because people are saying Trump is Cyrus. But no, according to the book, he is not Cyrus. He is Belshazzar, like my brother said, full of pride, right? Okay, now let's get back. And the angel of Yah said to Balaam, go with the men, but only the word, only. The angel of Yah said to Balaam, go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto you, that shall you speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him in the city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said to Balaam, did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Therefore came thou not unto me. Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam said to Balak, lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that Elohim put in his mouth, that shall I speak. Verse 39. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came into Kirjathuzim. Man, that's a mouthful there. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent Balaam and the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of where he took him to the high places of Baal of the Lord. All right. Somebody said, well, brother, how do you get the Lord out of that? Okay, Baal is from the words which means master, husband, owner, and then it also is reference to 66, master to marry. Okay. And I I can show it to you. Remind me at the end if you want me to show it to you. But it actually, Baal, Lord actually means Baal. Okay. Now let's go to chapter 23. So here's what happened. So Balaam said to Balak, build me here 7 altars and prepare me 7 oxen, 7 rams. So what are they doing? Balaam, they went to Baal. This is funny. They went to Baal and they went in prayer, because that's what altars are significant of. When they go in here, it says there's 7 altars, prepared altars, and they had 7 oxen and 7 rams. So what they do, Balak took Balaam, the prophet of Chemosh and Marduk, to the altar of the Lord Baal, and they went to prayer. They went to prayer. And verse 2, Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered on the altar of Bulak. He offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said to Balak, stand by thy burnt offerings, and I will go peradventure. Yahweh will come and meet me, and whatsoever he showed me, I would tell thee. And he went to a high place. It sounded like to me that Balaam was involved in mixed worship. Because one thing you got to understand is the people that operate in divination, they hear 2 voices. They hear the voice of their Lord Baal, and they hear the voice of Yahweh. So Yahweh is speaking to this prophet of Baal, Balaam, and so he's confused now, because I heard what the Most High, the Elohim of the creation said, but then my Lord over here is telling me something else. So it's weighted in the balances, right? All right. And Elohim met Balaam and said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And Yah put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. Verse 7, he took up the parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, had brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, come curse me, Jacob, and come defy Israel. Verse 8, how shall I curse whom Elohim have not cursed, or how shall I defy whom Yah have not defiled? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from his hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of righteousness, and let me last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, what hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. He answered and said, must I not take heed to speak that which Yah hath put in his mouth? Now, the children of Israel, the African Americans, blacks, and Negroes are blessed of Yah, even though we're in the curse, under the curse, and in the lands of our enemies. The end has already been spoken. We win. Literally, not Donald Trump. We win. Right? Donald Trump keeps tweeting, I win. No, you don't win. He lost. All right, back to the story. Are y'all enjoying this story? It's a little different than what our usual presentation. Okay. And Balak said unto him, come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, from whence thou mayst see them, thou shalt see but the utmost parts of them, and shall not see them all, and curse me them from thence. And he brought him into the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered bullocks and rams on every altar. He said unto Balak, stand here by the burnt offering while I meet with Yah yonder. And Yah met with Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, go unto Balak and say thus. So now the Most High is putting a righteous word in the mouth of the prophet of Baal. Because you got to know that there are some prophets of Baal that have prophesied that Trump would lose. Every Christian prophet didn't prophesy Trump's victory. I have a playlist I created because I'm like, oh, so that we're actually people that said the day was told by the Most High that Biden is going to win. Then Brian Karn kind of flipped the script on his. He said, what did he say? He said he saw a shift or something, man. Trump, he said he saw Trump win, but he had a dream. I had a dream. I think he said, I had a dream that Biden won. And he said the election is waiting to bounce or something like that. What do you say? Oh, what do you say?
I thought that was the Indian guy who said this.
Oh, the Indian, but he got that. But see, Brian Carnes kind of mimics the prophecies of other people. The Indian guy said it was weighted in the balances. Okay, now let's continue. And when he came to meet him, behold, he stood by the burnt offering. This is verse 17. And the princes of Moab with him, and Balak said unto him, what have Yah spoken? Now, it's interesting to note that how is it that Balak knew who Yah was, but he wanted him to curse the people of Yah, the king? Donald Trump knows that y'all are the people of the book. And many of those televangelists that's talking about Israel and we love Israel, the Jews, they know you Israel too. But they hate you. They don't mind you going to their churches. They don't mind you singing, leading their praise teams. They don't mind you being a teacher in their schools of theology, as long as you teach them what they want you to teach. And we got some Hebrew Israelites that's stuck. What do they call them? The Berean brother? Brother Berean. Call me, 443-480-3116. Invite me on your show. All right? This is my second time I made an appeal. I'll make it again. Invite me on your show. All right, let me get back. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offerings and princes of Moab and him. And Balak said unto him, what have Yah spoken? So Balak called on the name of Yah. He took up a parable and said, rise up, Balak, and hear, hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. I like this right here. He said, Elohim is not a man that he should lie. How many times we heard that? He's not a man that he should lie. Neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandments to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Mr. Trump, you can't reverse it. You've been dethroned. He says, because now if he gets on the side of Israel, the true Israel, and all these Christian evangelicals get on the true side of true Israel, okay, they're not going to do that. Because all of their gains is based off a lie. You know, the prophet Yirmiyahu said, in that day when the Messiah comes on the cloud, looking like an African American with locks in his hair, fire in his eyes, they're going to say, our fathers have inherited lies and things wherein there is no prophet. They're going to bow. The Most High said it. They are going to bow. There's a spirit of white supremacy on Donald Trump. I'm not saying he's racist, but he's white superior. He is a, how do you put it? He is of the Aryan nation. Behold, he says, I received commandments to bless, and he have blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Verse 21. He have not beheld iniquity in Yaakov. Oh my mercy, look at that. Let me read that again. He have not beheld iniquity in Yaakov, neither have he seen perverseness in Israel. Really? And Yah, his Elohim, is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. Elohim brought them out of Mizraim. He had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. Surely, here it is. Here's the kicker right here. There is no enchantment against Yaakov. What is enchantment? Let's look at and see what it is. An incantation. So all that striking. We call for the Africans, we call for the angels from Africa, you know, the four corners of heaven. Oh my mercy, brothers and sisters. He said, no enchantment against Yaakov, no incantation, no hissing, no whisper, no prognosticate. Huh? Prognosticate. See, the enchantments that they have made, y'all don't really see this thing spiritually. There are people that are praying, and you got to be careful. I don't want to speak no fear, but beware of this fascination. You walk very carefully with that. Pray about it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't feel good about putting something in me. If I perish, who was that said that? Queen Vashti said, if I perish, I perish. But I'm going to see the king, right? All right, now. Surely there is no, she says, stand by. Wait, I'm gonna let you. I wish this was Power Talk. I'll let you come to the mic because maybe you know something that we don't know. I mean, you watching OANN News and Newsweek and all of the, what is it, far right. I mean, I watch them too, and I look at the things that they're saying. But can you really believe that? Because Trump has said a whole lot of lies throughout his presidency. He's bragged on things. But let me get back to the lesson. So he says, surely no enchantment against Yaakov, neither is there any divination, right? There is no oracle against Israel according to this time. It shall be said of Yaakov and of Israel, what hath Elohim wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. The Most High promised. We're not taking Israel down. We about to be taken up out of here. All right. And Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. I was standing on the neutral ground, right? But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I see, saying, all that Yah speaketh, that I must do. And Balak said to Balaam, come, I pray thee, I will bring thee into another place. Peradventure it will please Elohim that thou may curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor that looked forward unto Yeshimon. And Balaam said to Balak, build me here 7 altars. He won't go. He keep going back. They keep going back into the prayer closet. Build me here 7 altars and prepare me here 7 more bullocks, 7 more rams, because I want you to curse these people. And Balak did as Balaam had said and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. Now it leads me to chapter 24. And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments. But he set his face towards the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to the tribes. And the Spirit of Yah came upon the prophet of Baal. Woo! Y'all see that? The Spirit of Yah came upon the prophet of Baal. Verse 3. And now he began to speak the words of Yah. Oh, my mercy. Woo! See, the prophets of Baal, those that the Most High is dealing with now in this tug of war. There's a war going on, brothers and sisters. Y'all got to see this thing. How many of you been on the edge of the chair since November the 3rd? It's like a mystery movie. Suspense. What's going to happen next? Okay. Balaam saw that it pleased Yah and it blessed Yah. Okay. And he said he didn't seek no more enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. Now, verse 2. Balaam lifted up his eyes and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to the tribe, and the Spirit of Yah came upon him. Verse 3. And he took his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor have said that the man whose eyes are open have said. See, his eyes were open. It is my prayer that the Most High open up some of these prophets of Baal's eyes to see. Some of them have open, eyes have been open. Right? He opened his eyes. and opened and had said, he have said, which heard the words of Elohim, which saw the vision of the Almighty. Watch this now. Falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. So what happened? That oracle of Zeus used to do that. They would have the lava leaves. They would, y'all ever seen the movie 300? It had a scene in the movie 300 where the oracle Zeus, she goes in there and this smoke comes up out of this lava leaf, smoke comes up out and she goes into a trance. And then she starts speaking in tongues. But then the interpreter, he interpreted what she said. Sound familiar? Watch that episode. Watch the movie 300 again and go to the oracle scene and you'll be surprised what you see. You probably saw it and didn't pay no attention, right? So that's where that comes from. So it says Balaam, going back, it says he fell into a trance, having his eyes open, and it says, and how goodly are the tents of Jacob and the tabernacles of Israel. And as the valleys are spread forth as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of line aloes, which Yah hath planted, as the cedar trees besides the waters. Verse 7. It says, he shall pour the waters out of the buckets, and seed shall in many waters, and the king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. Whose kingdoms? They got this lady, right? What's her name? Kat Kerr. She claims that she goes up to heaven every year. And she said, what did she say? She said that she saw the Lord, and what was his favorite color?
I think it was teal.
His favorite color, he's told her his favorite color is teal. I was like,
Yes, he was teal.
this is one of the Christian finest prophets. Look her up. Kat Kerr. Katkerr, I think it is. And just last time she had a vision, she said she went to heaven again. And this time she said the Lord told her to put on a certain color scarf, and it had angels on the scarf and all of that. And she was explaining what all it meant. I'm like, what kind of, she then held that lava leaf. Huh?
To the inauguration.
To wear it to the inauguration, Donald Trump's inauguration. She's done inhaled that lava leaf that the oracle of Delphi inhaled to go into a trance. Okay. The scripture says, the text says, no man has entered into heaven at any time. She said, well, I went in an outer body experience. You can go to heaven in an outer body experience. Didn't Paul go to heaven in an outer body experience? Okay, I digress. And she shall pour the water of the buckets, and the seed shall in many waters, and the king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. But Elohim brought him forth out of Egypt, Mizraim, he hath as it were the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. That corresponds with, is that Yirmiyahu, where he says that thou art my battle axe, and with thee will I break the pieces of the nations. Isn't that what the Most High said? Was that prophet Yirmiyahu? This is what Balaam prophesied now. What the Most High showed the prophet of Baal after he was received his conversion experience, and now he's prophesying the thing towards the people of the book. Okay, he was killed after that too. Okay, let's continue. Elohim brought him forth out of Mizraim, and he had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with his arrows. He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? He said, rhino. Right. No, my mind was somewhere else when you said rhino. Blessed is he. Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. See, these supremacists think they got by. There's a payment that's coming for the supremacist forefathers, what they did to our forefathers. There's a payment day coming. If they want to get on the good side of the Most High, they better pray and get them a Balaam experience. All right, let me get back. Verse 11, therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, Yah have kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said to Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers which thou sent unto me, saying? See, now look, Balak fired Balaam. And that's what Trump was doing. Everybody that disagreed got fired. You don't believe me. Some of y'all still believe Trump is for us. Out of all of this, you still believe Trump is for you. While the world, let me say this, is suffering a pandemic and unemployed, have no money, and many have no, I've been out of work since March. Yah has taken care of me. My Isha works, praise Yah. She works from home. But my point is not for sympathy. My point is the reality is that there are people that are not blessed to have something to live off of now. But if Trump really loved you, he would have made sure, instead of fighting on his way out, let the chips fall where they may. While the people are doing what they're doing, his legal people are doing what they're doing, as a president of the United States, as my service to you as a citizen, I'm going to make sure you got the stimulus checks. I'm going to make sure you got what you need. Protection. But no. His focus is for him remaining in office. Well, doggone it, I almost said something. If you want to win the hearts of the people, then you're in a good position. He was in a good position to write, as he always does, pull out his pen. And sign an executive order in for this pandemic to go forth. And that's true. But at least to the credit of the other side, at least they have a conscience to try to make sure that holistically people have protection. That's all I'm saying. Who's the president? Biden is the only president-elect. Trump is the president in office. He has the power to do what he. I mean, you see, he got the power. He won't be contested. His people, if Trump says, let's do this here. All I guarantee you, what's that, Senator Johnson? If he went to Senator Johnson and said, pass the stimulus bill, we'll work it out. Johnson will be like, I really don't want to do it, but since you said it, Mr. President, I'm for it. So he got the power in his hands, right? She said he did one for the Hispanics. Explain it to me. You lost me there. He did one for the Hispanic. Okay. Let me get back to the lesson. I'll look at the comment. And verse 13, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of Yah to do either good or bad of my own mind. But what Yah have said, that will I speak. Look at how the prophet of Baal said. Now he had a change of heart, right? Now behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advise thee what this people shall do unto your people in the latter days. All right. And watch what he says here. So this prophet oracle for Baal, who now is speaking as an oracle for Yah. He says this. And behold, he took up this parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said. See, his eyes were open, right? That's that word of knowledge. That's that perception. See, he was seeing, he had scales on his eyes, but now he can see clearly. See, religion has watered our vision down. I mean, I'm telling you, for a long time, I had a lot of different views. Even though I was in the Church of God in Christ, they tried to set me up in front of the bishop, because I will always come out the word. Because a lot of things that we learned in the church, and many of you can attest to this, some things you can't read it nowhere. But we do it because this is what we believe. And me being a person that I'm governed by what I see, what I read, the law, and I'm reading, I'm saying, well, I don't see that in the book. This is what we believe. Trinity, that ain't in the book. This is what we believe. Going up to heaven, rapture. I can't read that. Sabbath day was changed to Sunday. I can't read that. All these things that you gotta stick with the book. The word of Yah is not what that prophet with pink hair said. The word of Yah is not what Kim, whatever his name is, Clemente, who was a praise and worship leader, just like me. And we get into music and we start speaking things that we perceive to see. The word of Yah is the word of Yah. Okay, just as this prophet of Baal was enforced to prophesy judgment against Israel, and the Most High dealt with him. See, the problem with some of you, even some of you Hebrews, y'all faith is in the people and not in Yah. So if that person said something, you believe it. But you don't believe what the words say. You believe what that prophet said. And y'all need to stop worshiping these prophets, so-called prophets. Because the Most High is pulling the skirt on. The reason why I'm so adamant that I really, really passionately believe that it's not going to be overturned is because the Most High is pulling the skirts on these false prophets to wake Israel up. Because y'all faith is in those prophets. That's why some Hebrews can't let go of Jesus, because part of you says, well, there was no letter J. I believe, that it could possibly be a transliteration. You're holding on because you're not quite sure. Part of your foot is in the Christian church and other part of you is in the Hebraic. So that's why you have embraced the label Christian Hebrew. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get to the part of the lesson where Israel was doing mixed worship, serving Yah and serving the deities of the nations. Mixed worship. We have to fixate in our heart, brothers and sisters, that we've got to stand on the word of Yah and not on the word of man, and calling that the word of Yah. Even I could be false. But the reality of the matter is, let all men be a liar, but let Yah be true. And even if it does come to pass, we got to be like the three Hebrew boys. I will not bow to the image of Baal. See, that's a stronghold in our spirit. And the Most High got to deliver us from that stronghold. I understand that. We've been we was indoctrinated in the church. And so that's all we know. But we got to wake up like this prophet of Baal. Our eyes got to be open. What did he say? This is so powerful. He said, I can only say what the word of Yah says. I can't curse the people that the Most High blessed. Let go of it, Israel. Let go of it. Cry if you have to go. Some of y'all need to go on a fast to fast that wickedness out your heart, because you're embracing the prophets of Baal. Let it go. Let go of it. Let it go. Save yourself. Ask the Most High to remove the scales. Take my eyes off of that. And have my eyes fixed on the word of Yah and follow the prophets of Yah, of what Yah has said in my future. We got to let it go, Israel. We got to let it go. We talk about the church all day long, but we, Israel, we got to let it go. We following. We come into this walk. Let me say it, and I'm going to get back to the lesson, because this is the Ruach that's pulling me this way. We have become nothing more than a sacred name Christian. Many of us. Only thing we did was we cleaned up the language. We don't say Jesus, we say Yahshua. We don't say Lord, some of us. Some still say Lord. We say Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yah, Yahabashah, right? But we are just like Christians with sacred names. We still have faith and belief in those things that the Most High is trying to sift out of our life, that he took us out of Sodom. That's it. Told Lot and his wife and his children, get out of Sodom and don't look back. Oh, I remember I had the Holy Ghost experience there. Yeah, I received the gift of the Holy Ghost speaking in tongues. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, I felt good. I've seen the devils cast out in the name of Jesus. I've seen people healed in the name of Jesus. I can't let that go. Brothers and sisters, I've seen it all. I've been through it. I was a street preacher on the corner using Jesus, right? But the Most High, just like this prophet of Baal, he opened his eyes and never to look back. Woo! The question to you is, what will you do? Will you let go or will you hold back?
By the miracles.
My issue just said, say that again.
Don't be deceived by the miracles.
She said, don't be deceived by the miracles.
We read that in Revelations.
Yeah.
Was it the other week?
The wicked can perform miracles. Signs and lying wonders.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the book says. Shall deceive the very elect if possible. Right? What did he say? Satan deceived the whole world. Because why? I got a feeling, my spirit don't. Forget about what your spirit feels. Your spirit can be wrong, sisters and brothers. It just didn't agree with my spirit. There are many spirits in the world. He said, try the spirits, whether they be of Yah. How do you try the spirit? By the spirit? What spirit are you trying it by? You try the spirit by the spirit of the word of Yah, which is the spirit that came on this man, this prophet of Baal, and caused the prophet of Baal to bless, to speak the word of Yah and not to speak the curse on the people of Yah, because why? His eyes was open and he was empowered to speak the words of Yah. Let Kazakh be wrong. Let your favorite Moray be wrong. Let your former pastor be wrong. Let your bishop be wrong. Your apostle be wrong. Your evangelist be wrong. But let Yah be right. Let Yah be true. I'll be wrong all day long. I could be wrong. I don't have a problem. But Yah is right all the time. Hear him. What did the Mashiach say to the three when the Mashiach was taken up? And they saw him being transfigured. And they saw Moshe and who was it? And they said, let us build 3 tabernacles. Eliyahu and Moshe. And the voice came out of heaven and said, hear ye him. Right? That's what it is, brothers and sisters. The eyes of this prophet of Baal came open. Most High didn't snatch his gift away, did he? He just opened up his eyes so that he prophesied according to righteousness. See, a lot of people have a personal involvement in these prophecies. I don't have a personal involvement in Trump or Biden. I could care less. Matter of fact, I believed that Trump was going to win. But then after looking at the prophecies, I said, well, he's got to go. He might come back in 2024, but right now he's got to go. Okay? We'll see how it pans out. Now that the Ruach have interrupted my lesson, let me try to get back so I can close. All right, where was I at? Y'all all right? I sound like Louis Farrakhan. Y'all all right? I tell you, sometimes I think Louis Farrakhan related to me because we both had that same aggressiveness. Now Farrakhan don't have the same doctrine that we have, but he's a hated man by a lot of people. Even in the Islamic world, he's hated by a lot of men. He is hated by, I know I'm hated by a lot of Hebrews. Some of them won't even mention my name because they don't want to give me they don't want nobody to stumble across on my channel. They're not going to even mention, they'll talk about me without mentioning my name. But let me get back out and went to meddling. Okay, where was I at? Oh my, whew. Man, I tell you, woo. I felt a burning on the inside of me just then. Whew. All right, Numbers towards 24 and 15. He took up this parable. I read that part there, and I see. Okay, verse 19, I think it was. No, verse 17. I see him, but now I shall behold him, but nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Okay. Y'all gonna like this. Y'all gonna like this. Now, this is profound right here. The star shall come out of Jacob, and the scepter. Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down real slow. All right. The star, which is Kokab, which is who's the star? Yahshua, right? He's a bright morning star. Satan was once Halel, which meant the illuminated one, the light, but because he wanted to be glorified, hint, Donald Trump, he wanted to be glorified, so his light went out. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Trump has done some good for us. But is this great Babylon that I have built? He killed himself. Now, so the Mashiach is the star. The star shall come out of Jacob, and the scepter, which is what? A branch off. It says a skion, that is a stick for punishing, for writing, for fighting, for walking, etc. It says figuratively a clan. So who is that scepter? Yahshua is the star. So who is the scepter? The nation of Israel, the 12 tribes. Woo! That's what he said. The Most High spoke through the prophet of Baal and said that this star shall come out of Jacob, and the scepter, which is what? The branch, the offspring, right? We are the branch. We are the branches of that tree that he's going to use. Brothers and sisters, you got to see it. He says that we shall rise out of Israel. Many of you that had that warlike spirit, he's raising you up in the midst of confusion. The scepter shall rise out of Israel and shall do what? Smite the corners of Moab. Who is Moab? Esau. All right. Moab technically is Esau's cousins, right? But watch this now. We got to close this out. All right. The corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Sheth. Who is the children of Sheth? The children of Sheth are the ones that took our place. Sheth means substituted. See, the world, the Christian world, have separated us and given our heritage to another people. Okay? So he said, he shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of substitution. Sheth is substitution. Okay? The people that took the land when we was led captive. Go to Obadiah, you can read about that. Obadiah. The children of Sheth, he says, Israel is the scepter that shall rise and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all of the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. 19. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said to Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Who's Amalek? Son of Esau. So he covered Esau, Edom, and Moab. We go to Psalms, what is that? Psalms 80, 83. They make two more against us and said, come, let us cut them off. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Trump is an Edomite. Did you know that? Y'all didn't know that Trump was an Edomite? And check this out. I'm not just jumping on the Trump bandwagon. Kamala, our vice president-elect, her husband's an Edomite too. So we got him on the right and on the left. Church say amen. I'm just messing. All right. No, but it's true. What I just told you is the truth. What I just told you is the truth. Look it up. Look it up. Kamala's husband is he's a Jew. Why do you think she don't carry the name? Y'all don't like me now. Trump is a Jew. He's an Edomite. But let me get back. I just felt like it got quiet all of a sudden. Let me get back. Okay. It says, Jacob shall come and have dominion and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. What city they talking about? Our city. What did the Messiah say in Luke 21:24? He said, you shall be led captive into all nations, but Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So who's in Jerusalem? Y'all theological school taught you the Jews is back home. According to the prophet, the Most High son he sent says Jerusalem is trodden down by the Gentiles. Arabs are Gentiles. The Jews are Gentiles on the paternal side, but on the maternal side, they Edomites. But that's a whole nother lesson. Right? Now, let me get back. And when he looked on Amalek, he took this parable and said Amalek was first of the nations. I read that part already, right? 21. And he looked on the Kenites. Who's the Kenites? Is that the Canaanites, Kenites? He looked on the Kenites and took up his parable and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou put the nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenite shall be wasted until Asher shall carry thee away captive. Look at that. So now we got Kenites, Canaanites, clans that are in Assyria, Iran, Iraq to this day. I've never been to Iraq or Iran, but I know people have been there, and there's a whole lot of colored folks in there, and they're not Israelites. Okay? He took this parable and said, alas, who shall live when Elohim doeth this? The ships shall come from the coast of Chittim. And who's Chittim? Chittim is Cypri, the Greeks and Romans. The Greeks and Romans. So the Greeks and the Romans, it said the ships shall come from Rome and Greece. The African Americans, blacks, Negroes, y'all came over on the Nina, the Pinta, and the whatchamacallit, like Malcolm X used to say. You came over here on the good ship called Jesus. My wife, Maisha, used to bring that out and point out. Did y'all know that? Slave ship that our forefathers came over here was called the good ship Jesus. My mercy. Let me get back. The ships shall come from the coast of Chittim and shall afflict Asher. Who is Asher? First, he told us that the Kenites were going to go into Assyria. Now he's saying that the ships shall come and shall afflict Asher along with Eber. Who is Eber? Eber is the great-grandfather of Abraham. I think he was the great-grandfather, Eber. Right? Go to the Table Nations, Genesis chapter 10. Right? Eber shall afflict Eber. Right? All right, let me give you a reference. Okay? Oh my mercy. Genesis chapter 10, 21. Shem also the father of the children of Eber. Okay, that's Genesis 10, 21. All right, he's the father. Shem is the father of the children of Eber. Eber is the brother of Japheth, the elder, and unto him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, Ashar, Arphaxad, Lud, Aram, and Aram begot Uz, Hul, Gether, and Maash. Not Mash. Remember the show Mash. Arphaxad begat Salah, Salah begat Eber. Okay, now if you go to chapter, what is it? When you follow the line of Shem, you go to, is that chapter 11? I think it's 11. Yeah, chapter 11 and 10. So you go to 11 and 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 104 years old. He begat Arphaxad, who was 200 after the flood. Shem lived, begat Arphaxad. Arphaxad lived and begat Salah. Salah lived and begat sons and daughters. And then Salah lived and begat Eber. And Eber lived and begat Peleg. So you got Eber, who begat Peleg, right? Then Peleg and Ru. So then Ru begot Sarug, and Sarug begot Nahor, verse 22, and Nahor begot who? Terah. And Terah begat Abram. So I'm off. It's about maybe 4 grands back. Let's see, grand. So Abram father was Terah. Terah's father was Nahor. So that's his grandfather. And then going back, Nahor, Sarug, that's a great grand. That's 2. And then going back from Sarug to Ru, that's 3. And then from Ru to Peleg, that's 4. So I was right, 5. 5th great grandfather. That's his 5th great grandfather. So Eber is Abraham's 5th great grandfather. So if you did a DNA ancestry tree, you go back 5 generations, you'll see Eber there. So now all of the descendants of Eber are called Hebrews. They're not necessarily Israelites, but Hebrews because their father's Eber is the name Ibri, which is what was transliterated to the English word Hebrew. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so now going back to Numbers 20, I think 24. So he says that the ship shall come from the coast of Chittim and shall afflict Asher and afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. He was pissed off after that. Balak was pissed. He cursed his people. But the story has been sealed. The Most High has spoken the end from the beginning. That which was spoken shall. You don't have to pray it through. You know, you don't have to go on no prayer altar. If the Most High spoke something, he ain't got to go in no secret closet and pray and do seances to make it come to pass. When the Most High said something, brother, it's coming to pass. You can count on it. You can take it to the bank. If they were really true prophets of Yah, they would be done with it. We're not going to campaign and have prayers and try to get people to, because the Satan is trying to defeat. No. That's not an accurate prophecy. We're going to deal next week with the gift, one of the fruit, the gifts of what the world calls faith. I'm trying to think of the Hebrew word. What is it? Imuna. Because everybody don't have the gift of Imuna. And it's evident because if you prophesy something, you'll let it go. If you are sure, right? Now, things that I've said with regards to this, I'm sure about it. Okay? Things that I'm not sure about, I say it could go this way. This might happen. I'm not sure. Right? But when you're sure about something, you don't need nobody to just all hold hand, get together and pray that it goes through. It's going to go through. It's like you going to the ATM machine and you got money in the ATM machine. You're not going in there putting your password and hoping for money in there. You know it's money in there. Nobody, let's pray the devil's trying to take my money out of it. Did you put any money in? It should be there. If you put money in, you go and you punch that password in, you pull out your $500 or whatever, it should come out. So when you put a word out and you say, if I'm a prophet, this is going to happen. It's going to happen. You don't need to go back into no secret. See, as a matter of fact, they doing it all wrong anyway. The Messiah said, when you pray, enter into your closet. So, in other words, you don't have the spirit of imuna or faith because you going in public trying to declare something that you already said that was going to happen. Right? Now, let me find a place to close this down. My goodness. Whew. Do you know the prophet Balaam. Okay, let's go to chapter 31. I'm going to show you what happened to him, right? All right, Numbers 31. I'm going to try to come to a closing place. I done went over my time. Numbers 31. Oh, my mercy. Is that where I want to go? 31. Oh, my mercy. Numbers 31, and let's see, what verses that I want? Verse 6 to 8. Let's start at verse 1, all right? And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites, afterwards shalt thou be gathered into thy people. And Moses spoke unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves to war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge Yahweh of Midian. And every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall send to war. 5. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel, thousands of every tribe, 12,000 armed of war. Is that kind of similar to the end? 12 is every tribe 1,000 throughout the tribes of Israel shall send to war. So were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. So 1,000, 12,000, 1,244,000 divided by the numbers, which gave 12,000. Okay, so 12 is what's called the first fruits of the end. That probably went over somebody's head, right? All right, let me get back. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed in war. Verse 6, and Moses sent them to war 1,000 of every tribe, them of Phinehas and the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the Kodesh instruments and trumpets to blow in his land. So what is that trumpet significant of the last trump in Revelation? You got 7 in Revelation. The last trump seals the end and the takeover of the Mashiach. See, people thinking that America's going to be repaired. The Most High didn't promise to repair America. He promised to overthrow it. And this woman, Kat Kerr, prophesied, I should send you a link. She prophesied that Trump's going to get 4 more years, then it's going to be 8 years of Pence, and then Pence's vice president is going to become president for 8 years. So what was that? 8 times 3 is what? 4. No, 4. 8, 16, 20.
4.
Huh?
You said 8 times 3, 24.
8 times 3, 24. So, but she missed it because she said 24 years, but the 8, I guess she counted the 4 years that Trump got from the beginning. But she proclaimed in her prophecy that we're going to have 24 years of Republican rule, and there's not going to be a rapture when Trump's Vice President Pence is going to rule for 8 years, and then after Pence rules, is going to be another Pence's vice president is going to rule for 8 years, and then the kingdom is going to start. Where is that at in the book? The Most High said he gonna overthrow the governments. So how is if the righteous is ruling per their position, according to them, Trump, Pence, and all them are righteous. So does that mean he gonna overthrow them? And according to her, no. It's going it's just gonna be a continuous kingdom. Nowhere in the book. So Moshe, it says Moshe went, verse 6, sent in the war 1,000 tribe, every tribe. Okay, verse 7, I'm sorry. And they warred against Midianites, and Yah commanded Moshe, and they slew all the males. See that? Verse 8, they slew the kings of Midian. Besides the rest of them were slain, Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, Reba, 5 kings of Midian, Balaam, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian, captives, little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and all their flocks and all their goods, See that? So they killed under Moshe the prophet Balaam, the son of Beor. Isn't that something? Well, he prophesied the end. The Most High came upon him, but the Most High will use a prophet of Baal for his purpose. All right. Let's see. Let me drop a few. Let me drop a few passages in your spirit, and then we're gonna close out. All right, now. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Let's read real quick. It's for those of you who say, well, brother, you didn't come out the New Testament. You know, after all, I'm a New Testament Christian. Okay? So 2 Peter chapter 2. Let's read a little bit of this here. First 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. But there were false prophets among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying Yah, the Master, that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. All right. And through their covetousness, here it is, they shall with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. So the chief speaker of the Israel nation, Shimon Kefa, says that through covetousness, that's what these prophets is doing, make merchandise out of you. You buy their books, the tapes, CDs, or whatever. Conferences. You order the handkerchiefs, and you send them a $50 seed offering. You know, all of that. He said they will make merchandise. They will, through covetousness. What is that word for covetousness? The word there is, it says avarice, that is by implication fraudulency, extortion. So let me say this here. Even when those prophecies failed, and even when this election is not overturned, people are still going to believe them. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to change nothing. They're going to believe them anyway. Well, you know, the election was stolen. You know what the Most High said? He said, take that prophet out back and stone him. But instead of stoning him, y'all going to embrace him, support him, and keep sending your money to him. So with covetousness, they shall with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment is now a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. For Elohim spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to Sheol. Hell is is an Egyptian deity. Hell is that's Egyptian deity. Yeah, hell. Hell and sin. Okay. And delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved into judgment. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah and the 8 persons, preachers of righteousness, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah to ashes, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those after should be unrighteous. And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For the righteous man dwelleth among them, seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous nephesh from day to day with the unlawful deeds. Yah knoweth how to deliver the unrighteous out of temptations, or deliver the righteous out of temptations, and reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment, to be punished, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh, in the lust of uncleanness, and despise governments, presumptuous, self-willed, that are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. That's what these politicians do. Whereas angels, which are greater in power, might not bring railing accusation against them before Yah. But these, as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. Spots that are blemishes, spotting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you, having eyes full of adultery, cannot cease from transgression, beguiling unstable beings, and hearts they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and have gone astray, following here it is, the way of Balaam, the son of Besor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness, but was rebuked for his iniquity, and the dumb ass speaking with man's voice forbid the madness of the prophet. These are wells without water, clouds that are carried with tempest, to whom the mist of darkness is reserved forever. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through lusts of the flesh, through much wantonness at prosperity gospel. Oh man, Shimon Kephas, he hit the nail on the head, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Through much wantonness, those that were clean escaped from them who lived in error. While they promised them liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. For it, after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge, there it is, that word of knowledge, that Besor, Balaam got, the spirit of knowledge came upon him, and he began to prophesy the words of Yah, not the words of man. He said, the world through knowledge of the Master Yahshua HaMashiach, not Jesus Christ. He wasn't a Latino. He's a Hebrew with a Hebrew name. Look like you and me. Yahshua. Oh, my mercies. And they are gained, entangled therewith, and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, than after they have known it to turn from the what? But you say without the law. This is a man in the New Testament saying that they should have known it to turn from the commandment delivered unto them. But it has happened according to the true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire. Right? Now, if that ain't enough, go to Jude real quick. Jude, Yehuda, one chapter, right before Revelation, a Gileana. All right, Jude chapter 1. I'm not even gonna read the whole thing. Yeah, okay, let's read. Beloved, verse 3. When I gave you all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, is needful for me to write to you and to exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the imuna, which was once delivered unto the Kodeshims, or the Israelites. That's who the saints are, the Israelites. For there are certain men crept in unaware, who before of old ordained to this condemnation, unrighteous men, turning the favor of our Elohim into lasciviousness, which is what? Licentiousness, or greed for filthy lucre. It gets better. And denying the only master Elohim and our master Yahshua HaMashiach. So let me just break this down. You got the master, you got Yahweh Elohim, and then you got the master Yahshua HaMashiach in the same sentence, which lets you know that they're not the same person. All right. Denying the only Yahweh Elohim and our master Yahshua HaMashiach. He says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that Yahweh, having saved the people out of the land of Mizraim, afterwards did what? Destroyed them that believed not. And the Malachim, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains under the darkness into the judgment of this great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah, or Sodom and Gomorrah, and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication. What was that fornication? Serving these strange deities. See, we was taught fornication is people having sex and not married. No. These people were committing fornication. They were serving the deities of the other nations. That's what fornication is. Okay. Giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh. There it is. Are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Yet Michael, the archangel, contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moshe, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, Yahweh rebuke thee. He didn't say the Lord rebuked thee. And he didn't say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because the name of Jesus wasn't invented when Moshe was around. Figure that one. But Moshe, Michael, contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moshe, does not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, Yahweh rebuke thee. Verse 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts. In those things they corrupt themselves. I had a dear sister tell me that the beast of Revelation was Israel. She's an Israelite sister that she can prove that. I'm like, well, what book you read? Because the beast, according to Daniel chapter 9, are the four powers that would rule over the children of Israel. So how could the children of Israel be the beast? It makes no sense. Oh, she said the beast is Zionist. Who cares about Zionists? Right? They are the chef we talked about. They're not the beast. Okay, let me get back. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward and perished in the gainsaying core. So what does that say? that basically is showing you what we read in the story of Balak, where Moab, right? We prophesied judgment against Moab, right? Amalek, and who was the other nation? It was three of them. Esau, Edom. Prophesied judgment. This is that. Okay? Now, going back, so he said, unto them that have gone in the way of Canaan. What was the way of Canaan? He's breaking it down, explaining to you what Canaan's way was. And ran greedily after the era of Balaam. So the era, the way of Canaan is the deity of Mammon, which is the prosperity gospel. That is what the trumpers are in support of, because Trump shall be a trumpet, and they promise the church prosperity. And there's a documentary, you can go in there and watch it, because this one guy who was a part of that came out and wrote a book about it. Trump promised the church finances and big breaks.
Balaam for reward.
My issue said.
You didn't finish the next two words.
Okay.
After Balaam.
So they ran greedily after the era of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of the core.
Yep, they want them rewards.
Who is the core? Core is one of the sons of Israel. So let's break it down. All right. So they became greedy as Canaan over filthy lucre, and began to prophesy as Balaam against the children of Israel, you so-called African Americans, blacks, and Negroes. The white supremacists, the white privileged have supported Trump, who is against the children of Israel, who wants to keep the children of Israel under suppression. Let us make America great again. When was America great, according to them? When you stiff-necked Hebrews were serving them. You know why Trump is mad as hell? Because woo, he got a Hebrew vice president that could become the first woman, black president of the United States. And Trump said what? He prophesied in his mouth. He said, Obama made it bad for you black people. There'll never be another black president. Well, look at it. Biden is up in age. He goes in office. He just might decide to step down. Think of that. He just might. He don't have to die. He can resign. And if he resigns, guess who becomes the president? Kamala Harris. That's why Trump don't want to see that go through. Let me get back. I done made somebody mad and stepped on some toes. I know you hate me now. I love you with the love of Yah. And really, my issue to tell you, I'm a kitten. I'm very cuddly, and I'm very cuddly. Mm-hmm. I'm not hard and radical like I am when I do these videos. Mm-hmm. But when the spirit is on me, it's like fire, brothers and sisters. Shut up in my bones, all right? Let me get something closed. Okay, so he said, these are spots in your feast of charity. When they feast with you, feeding themselves with fear, clouds, and that are without water, carrying about of winds, trees, whose fruit wherewith without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots, raging waves of the sea, foaming out of their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. Okay, that's all I'm gonna read out of that. Okay, I got one more place to be gonna close out. Might just fall asleep on me. we've been a long time. Remember when they were in the temple and Shaul he got long-winded and they fell asleep and fell off the banister and died. When nobody falling off the banister and died. Let me close out with this here. Okay, let's go to Revelation. I'm gonna close out. I got two places. All right. I actually almost read every one of my verses I have. I didn't get to Jezebel. Maybe we'll throw her in there next Shabbat as a bonus, because we got to deal with her. Basically, in a nutshell, people have made Jezebel out to be she's a Jezebel because she wore eye makeup and earrings and jewelry. That's not what made Jezebel Jezebel. It was the doctrine and the deity that she served and worshipped. That's what made her. It was witchcraft. Is what Paula White, and I keep using her name because she has really exemplified what the Jezebel spirit is. You're trying to manipulate the creator through seances. Just like Beor did. Just like Balaam, Balak tried to do to get him to prophesy for his benefit. Okay. So Revelation, I'll read this here. Revelation 2:14, the Most High said in Revelation 2:14. All right. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed to idols, and to commit fornication. So the doctrine of Balaam exists today. Right? Now, let me close you with this one here. Micaiah chapter 5 and verse 2. We'll close with this one here. Micaiah, or some say Micah, Micaiah chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, reads on this wise. Let's start at verse 7 and then we're going to close with this. All right. Please, I appreciate your patience. We still got 11 people viewing. And praise Yah. Hey, shalom, my cousin Doug, Pastor Doug. I don't know if he's still listening or not on Facebook. But anyway, be that as it may, 5 and 7. The remnant of Jacob shall be the midst of many people, as the dew from Yah, as showers upon the grass, that teareth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. Look at that. The remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people. How you like that? And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among beasts. See, Israel can't be the beast if Israel is among the beasts, right? Among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of the sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. 9. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, says Yahweh, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee. I don't have time to get into the horses, the 4 horses, but I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. Verse 11, this is the kicker here. No, verse 11, and I will cut off the cities and the land, and throw down all thy strongholds. So the doctrine of Baalim, the doctrine of Balaam, and the doctrine of prosperity is that doctrine that he said he would cut off, right? I will cut off the cities and the land and throw down all thy strongholds. So that's a stronghold for us, right? And I will cut off witchcrafts. Okay. That's what they're practicing. Magic, sorcery, kasef in the Hebrew, kashef. Magic or whispers or incantations. You know. We grew up, this is gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Incantations is repetitious, vain babblings, right? Like, for example, when we was growing up in the Pentecostal church, you go down and you say, G. That's a incantation. Brother, you stepping on some serious toes and some hardcore stuff. I'm just saying, he said it's an incantation, a repetitive prayer. Repetition is an incantation. And the way it was explained to us out of ignorance, to say, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. So what's wrong with that? It didn't say this. The prophecy didn't say call because you're canceling up spirits and demons when you do that. The next thing you know, you calling on angels from Africa. It's true, brother and sister. Y'all hate me all you want. I'm just telling it like it is. You know, y'all be my witness. I tell it like it is. Let the chips fall where they may. People might hate the truth, but guess what? The truth shall make you free. All right, let me get back. So he says what? I will cut off the cities and land and throw down the strongholds. I will cut off the witchcrafts, the incantations, the magic, the sorcerers out of thine hand, and thou shalt have what? No more soothsayers. Who is the soothsayers? Anan in Hebrew, to cover. It says a cloud over, figuratively, to covertly, that is practice magic. So we were trained and taught to believe that prayer is like magic. Close your eyes and pray. Bling. Money start falling out the heavens. That's the doctrine of magic. The Most High tells us how life is. Life is based off of what? Sowing and reaping, right? And we was falsely taught by the doctrines of Balaam that if you want to be blessed and you want a new house, sow $1,000 seed. They've made merchandise out of you, brothers and sisters. Well, it should tell you, we came up in that, going to the mailbox looking for unexpected checks. Never showed up. I'm still waiting on the day. Go to the mailbox, you're going to get unexpected checks. Chew on his bread, and your teeth will be miraculously filled. I wish that would happen. I could use some teeth right now. Somebody please tell me, what can I eat to get me some teeth? Oh my mercy. I'm telling you. Whew. We've been deceived, brothers and sisters. I didn't get a chance to get to the prophets of Baal, and the prophet Eliyahu told him, he said, y'all call on y'all deities, and he was laughing. Maybe we'll read that next Shabbat. And he laughed. Maybe he sleep. All right. So the Most High said what? Micah 5:12. I will cut off the witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. No more people practicing magic. The graven images. Oh my, take that cross off your neck. He said the graven images will I cut off, and thy standing images, that big cross you got sitting in the yard. He says, I'm gonna cut that off too. And thou shalt, it said, oh my. And thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee, so I will destroy thy cities. He gonna pluck up the groves. What is the groves? The images of Asherah. That's that Christmas tree. Oh, y'all don't like me now. Asherah. Merry Christmas. That's that Christmas tree. Asherah is that Christmas tree. He said, I will pluck up Asherah in the midst of thee. I will pluck up thy groves. And out of the midst of thee, so I will destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in my anger and fury upon the heathens, such as they have not heard. Oh my mercy. Oh my mercy. Oh my. Well, brothers and sisters, it's been a wonderful experience. And this 3 hours and 48 minutes that I've been on here has been a joy. I enjoyed every moment and every opportunity to fellowship with you, the children of Israel, and those that join themselves to Israel, because the Most High said Israel cannot be substituted. With that said, brothers and sisters, I love you all with the love of Yah. And until the next time, I say shalom. I pray the blessings of Yah upon you and your family as we come to the close of the Shabbat. It's getting dark earlier now. We're coming on to that shortest day of the year. So I pray the blessings of Yah be upon you, and that you enjoy the rest of the Shabbat, and you enjoy your weekend. We will see you again. As Yah permits, I may come back throughout the middle of the week and throw up a video, because I work for Yah now. And that's my time is dedicated to that. So if he gives me something to share, I will do it, and I will upload it. And so be on the lookout for that as well. But in the meantime, in between times, we love you with the love of Yah, and we'll see you on the next at the appointed time. Until that time, we say shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shall be my people.